Alright, you guys. Like I said, I was going to do a part 3 to this, which, yeah, I now found out this was part 3. So, what if Naruto was abandoned by the village, part 3? So, anyway, yeah, I'm just doing this because I didn't do any what ifs during the nighttime. And, yeah, I always want to try just make at least up to 1 to 2 to make sure you guys, are entertained. Yeah, so I'm just making it up to you guys, alright? Now, anyway, we cut to Naruto talking to Kakashi. And besides reading the paradise thing, he holds that off for, until Naruto is gone. And this is when Tsunade does open the door and sees Naruto. And yeah, he kind of looks like this now. Yeah, his clothing did change a lot. So he usually just wears like a jacket like that. But it's sometimes orange, sometimes black, even has red. And he sometimes wears Uzumaki colors. So anyway, they do reunite and talk to each other as well. Kakashi seeing this and him realizing about Sasuke, and he wants to now know what happened that day, because he didn't actually talk to Naruto, and Sasuke is quiet about this as well. And Naruto's going to tell him, but right now we're focusing on Tsunade. Tsunade talks to freaking Naruto and tells her how has he been doing all these years, and also, I'm sorry that I couldn't help you anymore with the whole you getting kicked out. And Naruto knows that it wasn't her fault. In the end, a vote was made. He lost, and they lost. So Naruto says, "Don't worry about it. All right. I understand that it's been quite a while, but even so, I still don't like the villagers. Although there's a lot of villagers that I do know of, like the Ichiraku ramen man, or the woman who sometimes yelled at me at the hot springs, or the comic book, or the book owner who sometimes scolded me and told me not to read any of the of the freaking, how do I say it, of the books, the porn magazines, and also the landlord who helped me from time to time. Yeah, those people basically are the ones that I respect. And the rest of them are just, I guess you can call them scum. And Kakashi's like, scum. And then he's reminded about Obito for some reason. And Naruto's saying, yeah, pretty much scum. Then Kakashi's like, oh, yes, Naruto. Anyway, before you and Tsunade go ahead with all that, can you answer a few questions of mine? Naruto's saying, yeah, sure, go ahead. Then Kakashi tells him, well, it was about freaking or how do I say it? It was about freaking you and Sasuke on that day. I wanted to know what happened. And Naruto just tells him everything that happened. How Sasuke was the one who stuffed the Chidori through his heart, or Sasuke just telling him he doesn't care about the village, or better yet, he just doesn't care about he doesn't care about Naruto at all anymore. Him saying that he will find his own way. And yeah, pretty much all that stuff that Kakashi didn't hear. And he's kind of sad of the fact that Kakashi taught Sasuke the Chidori to protect. But he used it on Naruto, and he wasn't the enemy. Sasuke has a lot of explaining to do, but he knows he won't get anything out of Sasuke. But he says, I'm sorry for teaching him that move. It shouldn't have happened. And I beg for your forgiveness. And Naruto says, no, don't worry about it, alright? It's pretty much alright, you know? But anyway, I pretty much don't care about what happened that day. I forgive everybody. We all make mistakes, and sometimes fighting happens. Well, fighting does happen. Because he talked to freaking Minato and freaking Kushina, and he's learned how to forgive much more. Because he was mad at Minato for what he did, but after realizing what had to be done, and knowing that there's probably something like this that was going to happen, he says, yeah, I pretty much don't have anger anymore inside me, unless it's probably... Then he remembers freaking Sakura, and he says there's probably a few exceptions, but other than that, I pretty much don't care that much, or I pretty much don't care. I do hope that you have all been doing well. But anyway, how you say it? Yeah, I'm gonna talk with what's called Granny Tsunade for a bit more. Tsunade's really happy right now, seeing Naruto again, seeing that knuckleheaded ninja. And yeah, they walk around the freaking village until he sees Rock Lee and Mike Guy. And he says, oh wow, it's been a while since I seen you both. Rock Lee, you pretty much look the same, except you gotten taller. And you're wearing a bit more gear on you, so you don't look like you did back then. Which, yeah, let's say that his attire is a little bit different, not like all different. He has some clothing on top of it, which is kind of like short pants. Or not, let's not say short pants, but he's wearing something where it's a little more loose and it's not too skin tight for better mobility and all that stuff. And yeah, he's also wearing his ninja jacket and let's say a ninja pouch. So basically he has all that stuff just to make sure for medical to help with medical stuff and using shurikens and freaking all that stuff, you know. So anyway, Naruto goes there and talks to him a bit more, and Kakashi says, well, I gotta test him out soon, but he did possess something that I really don't know. It's kind of like when I use my Sharingan. And he's thinking, nah, that's not gonna happen. And Naruto, after talking to him, he's like, oh yeah. Oh, how do I explain this to him? And he just teleports to Itachi, and then he teleports to Shisui. Then after that, Rin, and after that, Shino. And he teleports all the way to the freaking Hokage. Ah, jeez, I dropped it through my throat. That did not sound right. I meant to say I dropped it, and the phone hit my throat. Pretty much that's it right there. So anyway, Naruto talks to, hold on. Ex-Kaguya. The heck is this? Oh, I was trying to find out who the freak is. If that was his mother or his grandmother. But no, it shows a lot of freaking... Let's just say it shows something else, alright? 18. See what I mean? What? Okay, you see, this is not what this is not what's supposed to look. Show. There's different things to this. Try not to... Hold on, right here. Oh man, I kind of screwed up here. Hold on. Okay, I got this. So anyway, like I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so he teleports all of them to the freaking Hokage Tower, and the first thing he sees, well, the first thing Kakashi sees is Itachi, and Itachi was freaking Kakashi was about to freaking use his hand signs, and Deku freaking sheesh. Okay, so yeah, I did bad on that one. Naruto says, hold on. Before you do all that, let me explain a few things. He's with us. He's not the bad guy. And Sasuke, Kakashi's all like, wait a minute, what do you mean not the bad guy? He attacked our village. And Naruto says, look, old man Hokage, what's called, sent him to do stuff as a spy and all that. And Kakashi says, what do you mean a spy? And Itachi says, look, I was a spy for the third Hokage, or for Lord Third, and he told me what's called to do all this. I could have said no if I wanted to, but I decided to do this for my little brother. And Kakashi says, you mean Sasuke, right? Itachi says, yes. I thought that if I was a spy, I could see what the Akatsuki were up to, and well, Naruto figured out that I wasn't actually as bad as I seemed. So after that, I told him about what happened all those years. And Kakashi's like, wow, not even I knew that, and I'm the Hokage. Itachi says, yes, well, he technically sent me on a secret mission. Not a lot of people were supposed to know this. And not a lot of freaking Kages, not even Tsunade, not even you were supposed to know this, because nobody, the less people that knew about it, the less people that can actually talk about my mission. So yeah. Anyway, I became a spy, and I'm technically in secret. I'm supposed to be the hero of the village, but yeah, I couldn't do anything else besides track them down. But then Naruto and his village technically destroyed or disposed of them, which wasn't a lot of people. So I didn't actually know all the plans for it. But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much Naruto's doing. And Kakashi's like, wow. Okay, good for you, Naruto. But anyway, besides that, I need to test you for your strength and your speed and all that stuff if I need you to become Jonin. And this is when Asuma, Kurenai, freaking Tsunade, and let's say, I don't know who else would actually do it besides Might Guy. Pretty much, let's say Ebisu. Let's just bring him in there. And all of them see how Naruto looks, and they're like, dang. He used to look like a brat, but now he looks cooler. And my guy's all like, this is the explosion of his youth. Ugh. Nah, I'm not. I need to work on my Might Guy voice for a while. But anyway. Yeah, so that happens, and I don't know where to actually set. The only place I know is the Forest of Death, and well, they technically have Team 7. Let's just say that place where Team 7 used to train at, which was technically a big field, so Naruto can do a lot of cool stuff. And Naruto looks at all of them and says, wow, you are all pretty much well trained. And look at that. Asuma, let's see, and Kurenai. You guys, got stronger as well. I suggest my guy is probably going to be the only challenge for me. Since, well, him using always taijutsu. Yeah, he's probably going to be a challenge for me, but I don't know about you two. And this is when Asuma gets his chakra daggers, and freaking, how do I say it? Kurenai getting her genjutsu ready. And this is when Tsunade's all like, well, kid, it's going to be a while, but you forget that I'm a Sanin. And Naruto's like, yeah, but there's so much a Sanin could do. Besides, freaking Might Guy can also use his hitting gates. Meaning, yeah, let's just say in the last time he opened his 8 gates, he can only do 7. So let's say in 6. So let's say he's in 5. I forgot which one it was, but it's still one of the freaking gates of. Yeah, let's just say 5th gate open. So anyway, Kurenai starts to use her genjutsu thing, and Naruto is in the ocean, in the bottom of the ocean, drowning. But Naruto isn't actually moving at all. He's actually smelling the air. In his mind, he's sniffing in water, but he's actually had a pain tolerance that he's been working out. He's been working on his pain tolerance, and he starts breathing the air, and he smells Kurenai, Asuma, Tsunade, and Might Guy, and Ebisu. Which Ebisu is all like, this kid has probably gotten stronger over the years. Let's see how strong he is. And Naruto was grabbing one of his kunai, throws it at Ebisu, and it shatters his glasses, or let's say it doesn't cut him, but it actually knocks his glasses off, which land on the tree with the glasses on it still. And Naruto's like, yeah, I could still smell you guys. But who's it? Oh yeah, the pervert dude. And they're all looking at Ebisu like, what do you mean pervert? I'm not perverted. And how you say it? They're all like, wait a minute, he's a pervert? Or probably he's like Jiraiya. And Naruto is like thinking, okay, so I can't hear them, but I can smell them. I can sense their chakras as well. Let's see. I gotta take her out first. And this is when Naruto uses his Sharingan and then just breaks it. But then he quickly just hides it. And freaking Kurenai's like, wait, what? This is when Naruto just chops her on the neck and holds her and says, wow, you are a very, very pretty woman. I just now noticed that. And Asuma's like, yeah, that's, sorry, she's taken. And Naruto's like, oh, okay, my bad. You know what? Touche. And he places her on the freaking tree. And Naruto is right there in front of Asuma in a split second and punches him in the gut and freaking kicks him in the side. After that, he just freaking goes right behind him. And technically, he just holds him for a while. This is when Naruto actually uses his hunter jutsu, or his thing, which he goes under the ground and pulls the feet off. He pulls Asuma's feet, and yeah, he's now stuck in the ground. And Naruto grabs a freaking how you say it, the end of his kunai, and just bonks him in the head with it, and Asuma's out. Now Tsunade's right there, trying to use her freaking how do I say it? Her, what is that thing called again? Not Byakugan. That freaking thing in the middle of her head. 1,000 healings. And she goes and tries to fight Naruto, which Naruto is like, oh wow, you have gotten very strong. And he's using his sword, and he's cutting or just scratching her with the very tip of her his blade. And Tsunade's like, why do you keep healing? Why do you keep not stab me? You know I could what's called heal faster than you're stabbing, right? And Naruto says, yeah, but I realized something. There's a thing with your freaking healing jutsu, or your 1,000 healings, that you probably didn't even notice yourself. Then Tsunade's like, what do you mean? And this is when Naruto summons 10 freaking, how do I say it? Freaking clones. And they all have their swords, and they're all slitting her skin one by one. And they're all going really fast. And there's a lot more slits, and the more slits that are going there, the more Tsunade has to heal. And that's when Naruto says, do you now see what's happened? The more I keep cutting you, the more your chakra keeps running out, or the more your chakra keeps burning, due to the fact that you're using your chakra also to heal, which is healing very fast. But this also means your chakra keeps being used every time I keep cutting it. So the more I keep doing this, the more chakra you're going to run out. And yeah, she never thought about this. And she's like, wow, this guy just figured me out. I didn't even know this myself. And this is when her sludge princess powers just end. And Naruto's like, well, it's been a good time, but I gotta knock you out now. Which he punches her in the gut, and then he chops her in the neck and says, There. Don't worry. And he's looking at Ebisu and he's like, well, it's time to fight you. And Ebisu doesn't know this, but Naruto sent out like the rest of his shadow clones, which Ebisu was just looking at Naruto when he punched that freaking Tsunade, and they're all behind him. So Naruto and Ebisu are talking, and he says, well, what do I want to do? I know I should just fight you hand-to-hand style, or maybe we can use our powerful jutsus, or if you have genjutsu, it doesn't really matter. And Ebisu's like, oh, finally, you're taking me seriously. Well, even so, you're still no match for me. And Ebisu can't feel their chakra. They're all right behind him, and they're all naked, and they're different kinds of variety of women now that Naruto can use. And he says, well, you kind of fell for my trap. And this is when my guy's all like, oh, I keep exploding with the power of youth. That doesn't sound right at all. Oh, no. He meant to say all of them are exploding with the power of youth. And this is when Ebisu is like, wait, what? And all the girls just tackle him. And this is when Ebisu just basically loses. He's basically like, he's not dead, but he's losing blood out of his nose. So he's all like, oh, man. This was worth it, though. He got his fix. This is when he's fighting now Might Guy. Now, Might Guy is much more tougher with his freaking fifth gate. And this is when Naruto says, you know what, I'm going to kick it up a notch. And this is when he takes off his weights. And he has rings on him. And also like basically leather belts or freaking things around him to be heavy, or that are used to like make him weigh him down. So yeah, he basically just fights Might Guy. Might Guy kicking him, freaking Naruto punching him, and all that good stuff. And they're all just, although both of them are fighting a lot harder, and they're only just using taijutsu, which Naruto is like, wow, this guy has actually improved much more. And Might Guy's all like, yes, I've been training all this time to make sure I can fight someone in the future who is going to be probably worthy of my power, or worthy of my fist. And I have to say, besides... Oh wait, I can't tell him. Besides some other two ninjas that I know, besides Kakashi, you are probably one of the better versions, besides that one that I was talking about. And Naruto says, well, wait, what's his name? And they're still fighting, so they're basically talking and fighting at the same time. And my guy's all like, well, I can't tell you, but, yeah, you will eventually meet him. And Naruto's like, oh, okay. So that all happens. Freaking Naruto just starts getting the upper hand on him. And this is when Might Guy just uses his fifth gate, because, yeah, he's got to pull out the big guns. And he says, yes, besides the Sharingan, the only thing that can beat me is pure taijutsu. And if you're lucky enough, you'll probably find a jutsu that'll work on me. But you don't have neither of those besides taijutsu. So this is probably going to hurt a lot. And he uses his freaking dynamic entry. After that, freaking Naruto starts using one of his Rasengans. And it's used more as a shield every time Might Guy kicks him. And he knows he's probably going to beat him, but he's like, oh man, I kind of want to end this right now, but I'll keep going. So that's when Naruto says, you know what, KCM one time. And he turns golden. My guy's saying this, and he's all like, all right, you keep burning with the power of youth. It's the springtime of our youth, and now you are going to fight me at full power. Which now they're fighting much more, ferociously. Which, freaking Mike guy saying, man, it's been a while since I used all my strength on him. Or on my opponent. Well, I gotta keep pushing it. And pushing it because I am full of youth. I don't know what else he says besides youth. So anyway. Naruto and hold up. Naruto is basically beating him already. And yeah. And Kakashi sees this and he's like, oh wow. Well, Naruto, you've done well for yourself. I'm proud of you, Naruto. And Kakashi just gives him like a smile. And Naruto's like, yeah, thank you. But, so does this mean I'm part of the Anbu squad, or am I a freaking Jonin? And they're all, how do I say it? Kakashi says, yes, you're a Jonin now. And freaking Naruto is, saying, all right. And this is when he goes to Rin and Chino. And freaking, he talks to them for a while, and he says, there's probably somebody else who's going to join this harem. He basically just says this harem because he knows that he can't just wiggle his way out of it. And they're all like, is she a kind person, or is she strong? And he explains a bit about Hinata. And they're all like, well, I guess, it's pretty much okay with us. We've got to protect her if she's going to be here. And Shinon is actually good in a bit of taijutsu and genjutsu. Or ninjutsu and genjutsu. And basically Rin is good at all three. And hold on. Jeez. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah. So she says, oh, so is she older than me or younger than me? Which, like I said, if he's 16, then she's she's 14. It's basically like, I'm just making sure she's not freaking 11 and all that stuff. Nah. The what if police might come after me and arrest me for technically, what ifing something. I don't know how to explain this all. But anyway, Naruto explains everything. And they agree to let her be inside. And like I said, I'm mad at Ino, so it's going to take a while. But anyway, Naruto heads off to freaking Hinata. And Hinata freaking sees him. But he accidentally freaking summoned his he accidentally freaking, how do I say this? He summoned his shadow clones after that, but then he accidentally desummons all of them. And Hinata was basically afraid again. She didn't know what to do. And this is when Naruto notices that, oh, I forgot about that. So, KCM 2 time. running all the way over there. Takes probably a minute or so, or probably even seconds. But he gets there, and Hinata's kind of like tearing up, and Naruto freaking says, "Hey guys, bye guys," and he runs to freaking Hinata, and he holds her in his arms. Hinata's saying, "Why did you leave? What's it called? Was I not good enough again?" Or like, just thinking, were you going to like abandon me? And Naruto saying, no, don't be silly that way. Look, I didn't abandon you. I was training, or how do I say it, getting tested to see if I can be a Jonin here. And Hinata says, what do you mean Jonin? Does this mean you're going to be a... And Naruto says, yep, I'm going to become Hokage. And that's what I said I was going to do. And that means I get to stay in the village. And you get to be... Naruto's like, oh, sheesh, okay, how do I explain this? He explains it little by little, giving her hints, and she's all like, oh, okay. But in her mind, she's like, somebody's been touching Naruto. Yeah. Oh, no. Me and them will become besties. Which, yeah, like I said, it's going to be a 4. It's not going to be a freaking 10 on the Richter scale. So she says, okay. I understand. And if those are the people that you chose, then I'll trust them as well. And Naruto says, okay. Because, yeah, she already told him how she felt. Naruto saying yes, accidentally forgetting to mention that, yeah, he has his own harem. And Hinata's all like, okay, so he has his own harem. That kind of sucks, but hey, he actually says he loves me. Which, that's the only thing in her head right now. Now, Naruto goes and he talks to Hinata a bit more. And he likes how Hinata has her bed hair. He thinks it's kind of cute. And Naruto says, look, it's going to take quite a while before you get back on your feet. So I decided to do something. And this is when Naruto decides to freaking use his KCM-1. And she looks at him and sees like he's kind of like what's called like a shiny stone, or like the sun itself. And he says what's called 10 times healing. And this is when Naruto heals her freaking wounds, because she's inflicted damage to herself a lot of times trying to bang her head or freaking try to freaking hit her hands onto something. And he says, do you feel better now? And her mind's kind of messed up, but it's like her still being okay. Not mentally, she's scarred, but physically she's scarred, but it can be healed. And Naruto says, okay, so we're done here. And I'm, like I said, oh shit. Like I said, Hinata, I didn't mean to leave you. That wasn't my intention. And she says, I forgive you. You're back after all, so that means you're not gonna leave, and I don't have to worry about what's called. I don't have to worry about anything anymore. You're back home. And yeah, this is when he kisses her gently, and they start to have that little, make out thing. her being kind of like embarrassed, but she's like, well, yeah, she's still gonna do it, and it doesn't matter. This is when what's called Rin and Sheena, which, if you guys don't know what she looks like, just imagine Hinata, but with white hair and kind of a royal princess attitude. A bit much more better, or a bit more, how you say it, much more eased off and much more kinder. So pretty much that's it. Now, hold on, how to say Naruto. Sinatra says, okay. Yes, JB64. Yes, good question. Yeah, he's already at. I knew I was going to add her to the harem. So anyway, this is when freaking they walk, and him carrying her around, saying, "Wow, it's kind of weird, but have you seen the freaking village for a while?" And this is when Hinata says, "No, it's been far too long since I've seen it. I only saw pretty much mostly just, I don't know how to say it, but this is when Naruto says, don't worry about it. It's probably been a while since you saw the outside world." So this is when Naruto just says, "Okay, how about we go to Ichiraku Ramen?" She says, "Oh wow, I haven't heard that name in a while." And Naruto, realizing that she really hasn't eaten at all. She's drank water because, yeah, they told her to, and they sometimes have to like force it down her mouth because, yeah, she was really, she really didn't care about living anymore. So Naruto says, "Since you didn't eat for a long time, you have to be a little slow on what you eat." And she says, "All right." And yeah, they eat like one bowl. And this is when the dude's like, "All right, Naruto's back." And this is when he says, "Hey, how you doing, Pops? What's called? This is, it's been a while since I seen you." And how that happened, he was like, "What can I get you to?" And Naruto says, "Well, since, this is your number one customer, I was wondering if you still made good ramen." And this is when the Ichiraku ramen dude was like, "Naruto, wait a minute, you're back?" And he jumps off, like he does some parkour moves, and what's called hugs and Naruto. This is when Naruto's like, "Oh man, it's been a while since I seen you." And he starts to tear up again, but he's like, "Push it down, deny your feelings, act like you have suggestions." And yeah, he says, "Yeah, it's been a long time since we talked." And he says, "How you doing?" And he explains everything that's been going on. So yeah, this is when Naruto and her are done, pretty much done eating. And you're saying, "Oh, it's been a while since you eat, so I only got you one, so that way you won't throw up or something." Hinata says, "Yeah, that's alright. I should watch out for my health." And yeah, she's pretty much watching out for her health now, making sure she doesn't overdose or freaking, throw up. And this is when Sasuke and Sakura and Sai and Yamato are there. They're walking by, and Naruto sees them, and he knows that Kakashi did tell him after the whole freaking giving him the Jonin, giving him the Jonin news. And Naruto knows that he's mad at Sasuke, but he says, "Okay." Hinata's right here. I don't want her to. I don't want her to see me fight anybody. Plus, today's about her. I'm just going to talk with her and make her feel very happy. I don't want her to automatically get worried for me. And Sakura looks at him and he's like, whoa, who's that dude? And Sasuke immediately knows who he is. And this is when freak. Ah, man, I already said it 45 minutes in. Well, this is my second time. So anyway, Naruto is there. Naruto is there, and he, is getting yelled at by Sasuke and saying, hey, wimp, why don't you come over here and show me how strong you are? I heard already about freaking Kakashi-sensei, or Kakashi, giving you the whole badge and to become Jonin. But yeah, somebody who's been kicked out shouldn't deserve to be back here. And Naruto just utters these words. Somebody who turned his back on the village and came back after they found out that their brother wasn't anywhere and gave up, they don't deserve to be here either. And this is when Sasuke starts using his Sharingan. And this is when Naruto is like, hey, you can use your Sharingan all you want, but then again, I have one as well, so what can you do about it? And they're all shocked that freaking Naruto has a Sharingan. And even Sasuke, he's mad now. He's like, how dare you use the freaking Sharingan? You're not even an Uchiha. And Naruto says, yeah, I may not be an Uchiha, but I can control it at will, and I can also use its... How do I say... What is that freaking thing called again? Kekkei Genkai? No. Yeah. He can use his Mangekyo Sharingan on him. And says, yeah, this is my Mangekyo Sharingan. I can use it all the way. And this is when Sasuke says, oh, what a coincidence. So can I. And yeah, he shows off his eyes, which he doesn't get a Matarasu. Naruto does. Because he has one Sharingan, which fused in with some of Itachi's genetics. So yeah, he basically gets that. And Naruto is told by Sasuke, hey, say, you and that freak right there, just go away. He doesn't care anymore. He says, I'll fight you some other time. And this is when Sasuke feels a smack on his head, and he says, what the heck? And he sees a rock right there on the floor, and Naruto's like, well, you started this, I'm gonna end this. Yeah. So anyway, like you were saying, Sasuke, the only freaks that are here is just you and her. And she gets mad and says, what do you mean by her? How am I a freak? And this is when Naruto says, all these years you treated me nothing but lowly scum. I don't care anymore who you are. I have no qualms with you. You are nothing, technically, to me. So anyway, just buzz off and leave me alone. And this is when Sasuke that, hey, you don't talk to her like that. And Sai's all like, yes, I agree with him. And I understand you guys probably think, wait a minute, why would he talk like that? Sasuke isn't what's called like that. Well, he is kind of, because they are dating in a way. Because Sasuke's thinking, yeah, I think I should just repopulate my people. And he's thinking, well, Sakura's the only chance, or the only choice he's probably got. And says, Sakura, do you want to go out with me? And yeah, she immediately just jumps on him and was like, yep. I'm what's called finally happy. I can die in peace. And Naruto's like, it doesn't matter anymore. You pretty much changed, Sasuke. And as much as I want to say you're scum, I don't really care anymore. So, yeah, just go ahead and do what you usually do. And just leave me alone. And Hinata gets hit with the rock by freaking Sasuke. And she feels this and she kind of wobbles down. And Naruto sees her and says, wait a minute, what's wrong? Hey, Hinata, are you okay? And this is when he sees some blood on his fingers and sees her head. And Naruto becomes mad. He looks at Kurama with anger in his eyes. Oh, not Kurama. He looks at Sasuke with anger in his eyes, as if he was the Nine Tails himself. And Naruto says, Sasuke, I told you to leave me alone. You didn't listen. I told you that I'm not going to fight you. You didn't listen. You done all these things to me, including that woman right there. You both didn't listen to me. But how dare you do that to somebody I care about? She is the nicest person that you will ever know, and yet you throw a rock at her just to get to me. She didn't even have anything to do with this. But scum like you will never learn. If you want to fight, I'll fight you myself. But you better not bring them into my problems. This is between you and me. And this is when freaking Kurama says, well, we're going to have to fight him, but where should we do it? And Naruto says, hey, if we're going to fight, we're going to fight over there at the freaking place where we used to train at. And Sasuke said, okay. He's agreeing, and he's kind of smiling like, I just know what buttons to push nowadays. And he used 100 times healing on her, on Hinata. And Naruto's like, there, don't worry. And she was crying for a while because of the freaking injury and the pain that she felt. And this is where I'm going to leave it off right now. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, but you guys are going to be, seeing how Naruto handles these situations. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Alright, bye.